Everybody wants to be that girl, right? Everybody wants to be that girl. The most popular, the most beautiful, the most talented, the one with the best body. Everybody wants to be that girl. Everybody does. But are you prepared for the war that comes for the position that you're trying to obtain? You know, you guys know I don't like cookie cutter stuff. I don't give out cookie cutter anything. There's nothing cookie cutter about me or my messages. So I like to give people the brutal truth that's required for them to prepare themselves. If you're that girl, you're not going to have as many authentic, genuine friendships and connections as you would want because of the motives that people have behind attaching themselves to that girl or getting next to that girl. You know, women want to learn about your tea so that they can destroy you socially and lower your market value, quote unquote, by doing so. Some men may just not actually like you, but they may like the cookie points that they get from being with you, you know, being able to sleep with you, being able to experience you, being able to know you on a deeper level. You know what I mean? So it's like ensuring that your connections are genuine is going to be the first challenge that being that girl comes with. Is are your connections genuine, or is this somebody that's just attaching themselves to you because of what you represent, right? The reality is new levels, new devils. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to slay those devils, but new levels, new devils. And we'll talk about this in the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Like, life is a game, and the more power that you assume, whether that be by leveling up, by making more money, by getting a higher degree, by looking better, by having better, by being connected to more powerful people, by, you know, being able to, you know, heal and grow and become the best version of yourself. The new level that you get at, it's going to be new devils. It's going to be new tactics. It's going to be new forms of attack to see how people can stunt your progress. And we're going to talk about this in the Life Monopoly Masterclass next Sunday, August 3rd, 7 p.m. EST on Zoom. The reality is life is, again, like a pie. And one of those pies is working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, people from the outside looking in may not like the results of you working on yourself and how you feel better. You smile brighter now. You're more comfortable in yourself. You actually like yourself now. That is when the attacks will come stronger. And if you're that girl, you have to prepare yourself for people's weird desire to make you insecure, to force insecurity on you, humiliation rituals, tactics to destroy your business and reputation. Like, these are all things that we're also going to discuss in the class, because you have to prepare yourself for those kind of things. You can't really complain about those things. You can't complain about it because it's not going to go away. You have to know how to fight it, because it's the part of leveling up. Life is a monopoly. Life is a game. So the higher you go up, the bigger people's attacks have to be, the sharper their devices have to be in order to see if they can get you. The reality is new levels, new devils. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to slay those devils, but new levels, new devils. And we'll talk about this in the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Like, life is a game, and the more power that you assume, whether that be by leveling up, by making more money, by getting a higher degree, by looking better, by having better, by being connected to more powerful people, by, you know, being able to, you know, heal and grow and become the best version of yourself. The new level that you get at, it's going to be new devils. It's going to be new tactics. It's going to be new forms of attack to see how people can stunt your progress. And we're going to talk about this in the Life Monopoly Masterclass next Sunday, August 3rd, 7 p.m. EST on Zoom. The reality is life is, again, like a pie. And one of those pies is working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, people from the outside looking in may not like the results of you working on yourself and how you feel better. You smile brighter now. You're more comfortable in yourself. You actually like yourself now. That is when the attacks will come stronger. And if you're that girl, you have to prepare yourself for people's weird desire to make you insecure, to force insecurity on you, humiliation rituals, tactics to destroy your business and reputation. Like, these are all things that we're also going to discuss in the class, because you have to prepare yourself for those kind of things. You can't really complain about those things. You can't complain about it because it's not going to go away. You have to know how to fight it, because it's the part of leveling up. Life is a monopoly. Life is a game. So the higher you go up, the bigger people's attacks have to be, the sharper their devices have to be in order to see if they can get you. That girl is, it's very lonely. It may be lonely, but that's okay, because you are now a quality individual. Therefore, you simply cannot allow yourself to be susceptible to the advances of the majority of men and majority of women. Quality people are far and few. So if you're that girl, you cannot be open to everyone's advances. And sometimes a woman who's that girl may have to wear a protection suit of pickiness. To other people, it may come off as, oh, she thinks she's better, she has her nose up. But it's really a form of protection, because when you are that girl, the reality is you can't connect yourself to everybody because of how much they want to take your position from you or discredit you in some way. You protect yourself by being exclusive. The second prize to being that girl is smaller circles. You'll never have that big group, have that huge table of 10 to 15 women of friends when you're that girl. Being that girl requires you to only be friends with other women who are also that girl in their own way, because you guys understand each other on a deeper level. You understand the risk that comes with letting anybody in. Because when you're that girl, many people want to build friendships with you so that they can gather information that they can use to discredit you in front of the masses. I was talking to somebody close to me about this. I was saying, when I'm making new connections and I'm networking and I'm making new friends, I never mention my online platform. I make sure that they think that I don't have anything online. I make sure they think that I'm just, and my somebody close to me, they asked me, why do you do that? I said, because it allows me to find out if their true intention with me, because some people do want to connect themselves to you for clout when you're that girl. Some people do want to try to build a false friendship with you to essentially gather information on you, and then they can turn that information into content. I hate to say it, but a lot of men and women cannot build clout on their own because their personality or essence is just not giving influential. So the only way they can do that is by slandering another person. That's why some people, their whole content surrounds slandering people and gossip, because if it's not for slander and gossip, nobody would really watch them. Nobody would tune in. So there are some people who purposefully get close to a woman who's that girl so that they can gather information for content. And I hate to say it, but women are notorious for doing stuff like this, for doing wild things like getting close to a woman who has notoriety, making it seem like you're friends with this woman, trying to learn her tea, trying to learn the parts of her that are sensitive, and seeing how you can use what she told you for clickbait, for rage bait, for content. This is the kind of stuff that women do. I see it all the time on my TikTok Explore page. Women going online exposing another woman. There's some women on YouTube, their entire brand is based on exposing another popular YouTuber. So When you're that girl, you cannot really be connected to too many people. Your circles are very small. The next price to being that girl, this is probably the hardest price to being that girl. That is the obsession. You have to deal with a lot of people who are obsessed with you, and it's very, very scary. The amount of women that go online and they go on websites and create anonymous emails to send me unaliving threats and disgusting words from an anonymous email to hide their identity, right? Because they're a coward. And you have to deal with these weird obsessions that people create with you in their mind. When you're that girl, you have to deal with people who are so obsessed with you that in their mind, they've created a bond with you and they don't even know you. And it's very scary. When you're that girl, you have to move like a ninja because people have created a mental, parasocial, they've created some type of mental bond with you and they don't even know you. And this is not even online. This is in real life. I've met people in real life that would slip up in conversations and mention something to me that I've never spoken to them about. And I know they would only gather that through Googling me in extensive research. You have to deal, when you're that girl, you have to deal with people who are obsessed with your life, obsessed with your personal life. You have to deal with people who are visiting people to get readings done, to tap into your energy, to find out data about you. You know, constant migraines, right? When you're that girl, you have to deal with people obsessing over your personal life because you are not willing to share your personal life with them. But because they mentally idolize you, they feel like they have some type of entitlement to know about you, right? And the other price to bring that girl is you have to be more cautious than the average person. Meaning you cannot, like for me, if I'm making a new girlfriend or an associate, I could never just say, hey, just come to my house and we'll drive over to the venue together. Because what if one day we stop being friends, you retaliate, you go online and you publicly drop my address? Like I always have to think about things like that. I always have to think that far. I'm never able to just, not have to worry about certain things. I always have to think about these kind of things. I spoke about what happened to Jolene the day before yesterday. So it's like you always have to think in extremes when you're that girl because of how much people want to see bad things happen to you. So I can't just have a potential new friend pull up to my neighborhood and park at I can't have that, because if we're no longer friends, what if you go online and drop my address as a retaliation? There's so many crazy people out there, so I always have to be like, we can meet at the place. I can never be laid back like everybody else. And it's just the beginning for me too. I'm at the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. So the caution has to get even more aggressive. So the price of being that girl is you have to be more cautious than every other woman. That's the thing, because of people's desire to discredit you and see something bad happen to you. The next price of being that girl is the constant rumors and lies. When you're that girl, it's a lot of slander. You have to deal with people who are determined to discredit you in some way, to make it look like you're a fraud, to make it look like you are untrustworthy, to make it look like you're a bad person. When you're that girl, most people desire to dismantle your reputation. So they will make up rumors. They will make up lies. I had somebody on TikTok that was talking about me, some guy, and he was saying, oh, well, you guys are always following, and listening to Mel's messages, but we don't know anything about Mel. Who's the father of her child? Where's the father? Why is there nobody ever in the picture? And it's like, Who told you I had a child? I may have a child, I may not have a child. I talk from many different points of views for spiritual reasons too. So how do you know if I have one or if I don't? You don't know, because I don't share my personal life with the internet. So again, it's people that are constantly trying to find holes in you. Someone's trying to find discrepancies in you so they can see what they can use to see how they can slander you and make you appear as less appealing, right? So when you're that girl, people are constantly starting rumors. When you're that girl, people desire you, but they don't value you, right? They desire to be connected to you for what you have or how you look or because of your influence. But as a person, they don't value you. They just value the influence that you have, right? It's not you that they care about. They care about what's connected to you. So the price of being that girl is you're not going to really have as many deep friendships as you would like, because people desire what's the value in you, but they don't desire you as a person. Okay. Another price of being that girl is them preying on your downfall. People are always excited to see something happen that will cause you to be canceled. Cancel culture. People are waiting for something to happen so you can get canceled, right? I had a random person send me an email a couple of months ago, and this person's like, see, you're getting exposed on TikTok. You're not as perfect as you thought, or all that stuff. And I'm like, the fact that you would find my email to type that up and send that to me, you're a loser. Not only are you a loser, you're a loser and a coward simultaneously. You're both. Like, people are obsessed with hoping that something happens to cause a downfall for you. They're upset. They just want you to fall off, and that'll never happen. I will never fall off, ever. But that is what people desire when you're that girl. They want you to fall off and disappear. They want you to disappear. They want the competition out of the way. That is why so many people were getting excited when TikTok was possibly getting removed. Because if TikTok is removed, now everybody can go back onto other platforms. People were excited for that. Why? Because the competition is getting out of the way. So when you're that girl, people want your downfall. They want to get you out of the way, because at least if you're out of the way, more attention is going to come on them. The price of being that girl is sometimes you may suffer with anxiety and even depression, because it's like you don't have many allies when you're that girl. It's kind of like a you against the world type of vendetta. Even the people that you think are on your side sometimes are not. The price of being that girl is extreme ambition. You have to be so ambitious and so passionate about where you're going in order for you to stay on top. You can't really, when you're that girl, you can't really let up, right? You can't really take breaks. You can't really, because somebody is always looking to get ahead of you. Somebody is always looking to create something. You know, you snooze, you lose. When you're that girl, you snooze, you lose. People are waiting for you to snooze or get lazy so that they can just come in and, start chaos. And the price of being that girl is you can't really be vulnerable with people. People are already dehumanizing you, right? So once you start showing a human characteristic of, like, maybe you're sad or maybe, you're scared of something, it's like people will take that weakness that you have and they're going to put it on a billboard. It's as though you don't deserve to have weaknesses. You're not allowed to have. We already dehumanize you. We already view you as an object. That's why I'm always careful with what I share about my challenges, because I know that people will take that. Even if millions of people struggle with it, they're going to beat me down for it. Because when you're that girl, you can't really have any type of flaws, because people want you to be perfect, or in their mind, they've made you perfect. So the minute you show them a weakness that you have, they desire to make you feel horrible about it. Do not forget to sign up for Life Monopoly. Okay, we have 6 months left until 2026, so this is definitely not the time to play any games. Life Monopoly is probably one of the favorite courses I've created because in this course, we are going to discuss every single part of your life that needs your focus. Life is like a pie. There's the financial aspect, there's your romantic relationships, there's your friendships, there's your spirituality, there's your self-introspection. And the problem is, since we were in school and college, we were never taught the pie method when it comes to life and how we need to focus on each and every part of our life evenly. We got 6 months left, so this is not the time to waste. Get your life together with the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Finance Boss. Are you feeling like you cannot keep up with your finances? Your savings account is really dry. It's looking really dry. You don't know where your money is going, and you simply can't keep up. First of all, we're going to talk about the spirit of riches in the Finance Boss Masterclass. Yes, there is a lot of spiritual reasoning behind how money works. There's the physical aspect and there's a spiritual aspect. And in this class, we are going to discuss both to make sure that we get you financially where you need to be with the mentality that is necessary to keep your finances in order.